7th, Chapter 6, Respiration in Organism. One day, Boju was eagerly waiting to meet his grandparents who were coming to the town after a year. He was in a real hurry as he wanted to receive them at the bus stop. He ran fast and reached the bus stop in a few minutes. He was breathing rapidly. His grandmother asked him why he was breathing so fast. Boju told her that he came running all the way, but the questions got stuck in his mind. He wondered why running makes a person breathe faster. The answer to Bojo questions lie in the understanding why we breathe. Breathing is a part of respirations. Let us learn about respirations. Why do we respire? In chapter 2, you learn that all organisms are made of small microscopic unit called cell. A cell is the smallest structures and functional unit of an organism. Each cell of an organism performs certain function such as nutrition, transport, excretions and reproductions. To perform these functions, the cell need energy. Even we are eating, sleeping or reading. We require energy, but where does this energy come from? Can you say why your parents insist that you should eat regularly? The food has stored energy which is released during respirations. Therefore, all living organisms respire to get energy from food. During breathing, we breathe in air. You know that air contains oxygen. We breathe out air which is rich in carbon dioxide. The air we breathe in is transported to all parts of the body and ultimately to each cell in this cell. Oxygen in the air helps in the breakdown of food. The process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. Cellular respiration takes place in the cell of all organisms. In the cell, the food glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. When breakdown of glucose occurs with the use of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. Food can also be broken down without using oxygen. This is called anaerobic respirations. Breakdown of food release energy. Glucose in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide plus water energy. You should know that there are some organisms such as the yeast that can survive in the absence of air. They are called anaerobes. They get energy through anaerobic respiration. In the absence of oxygen, glucose breaks down into alcohol and carbon dioxide as given below. Glucose in the absence of oxygen, alcohol plus carbon dioxide and energy. Yeast are single-cell organisms. They respire anaerobic and during this process yield alcohol. They are therefore used to make wines and beer. Our muscle cell can also respire anaerobic but only for a short term when there is a temporary deficiency of oxygen. During heavy exercise, fast running, cycling, walking, for many hours of heavy weight lifting, the demand for energy is high, but the supply of oxygen to produce the energy is limited. Then anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells to fulfill the demand of energy. Glucose in muscles in the absence of oxygen, lactic acid plus energy. Have you ever wondered why you get muscles cramp after heavy exercise. The cramps occur when muscles cells respire anaerobic. The partial breakdown of glucose produces lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid causes muscle cramps. We get relief from cramps after a hot water bath or massage. Can you guess why it is so? Hot water bath or massage improve circulations of blood. As a result, the supply of oxygen to the muscle cell increase. The supply of oxygen result in the complete breakdown of lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. Breathing. Do this activity under the supervision of your teacher. Close your nostril and mouth tightly and look at a watch. What did you feel after some time? How long were you able to keep both of them closed? Note down the time for which you could hold your breath. So now you know that you cannot survive for long without breathing. Breathing means taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of respiratory organ. The taking in of air rich in oxygen into the body is called inhalations, and giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide is known as exhalations. It is a continuous process which goes on all the time and throughout the life of an organism. The number of times a person's breath in a minute is termed as the breathing rate. During the breathing, inhalation and exhalation takes place. Alternately, a breath means one inhalation's pulse, one exhalation's would. You like to find out your breathing rate. Do you want to know whether it is a constant or its change according to the requirement of oxygens by the body? Let us find out by doing the following activities. Generally, we are not aware that we are breathing. However, if you try, you can count your rate of breathing. Breathe in and out normally. Find out how many times you breathe in a breathe out in a minute. Did you inhale the same number of times as you exhale? Now count your breathing rate, number of breathing minutes after brisk walk and after running. Record your breathing rate as soon as you finish and also after complete rest. Tabulate your findings and compare your breathing rate under different conditions with those of your classmate. From the above activity, you must have realized that whenever a person needs extra energy, she breathes faster. As a result, more oxygen is Tim. On an average, an adult human being at rest breathe in and out 15-80 times in a minute. During the heavy exercise, the breathing rate can increase up 25 minutes per. While we exercise, not only do we breathe fast, we also take deep breath and thus inhale more oxygen supply to our cells. It speeds up the breakdown of food and more energy is released. Does this explain why do we feel hungry after physical activity? When you feel drowsy, does your breathing rate slow down? Does your body receive sufficient oxygen? Activity 6.3. Figure 6.2 show the various activities carried out by a person during a normal. Variation in the breathing rate during different activities. Paheli wants to know why we yawn when we are sleepy or drowsy. Can you say in which activity the rate of breathing will the slowest and which it will be fastest? Assign numbers to the pictures in the orders of increasing rate of breathing according to your experience. How do we breathe? Let us now learn about a mechanism of breathing. Normally, we take in air through our nostril. When we inhale air, it passes through our nostril into a nasal cavity. From the nasal cavity, the air reaches our lungs through the windpipe. Lungs are present in the chest cavity. The cavity is surrounded by the ribs on the side. A large muscular seat called the diaphragm form the floor